Yo, 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 what is up? Welcome to another episode of That's Dope. We got special guest Tracy Allen come back after we had a short episode the last time. Here we are with more time on the books.
Oh yeah.
That we can actually talk some more. So, and also we can get into the deep stuff now. So.
Oh yeah. We definitely had to run this back for a part 2 as soon as possible. Part 1 was just way too short.
Yeah, it was just really getting good. As we were getting into it, and it was we gotta do work in other things.
Just get into the meat of things.
It's all good though. That's what I've been wanting to do actually. Bring back a lot of people that I'll have the introduction, just who are you, what do you do, what's been your background, and then we get into the talks. But I haven't had a lot of people back on. I've just been going out. So I'm excited to talk with you.
You're a busy man, dude. I've been watching your stories, bro. You're here, there, and everywhere, bro.
Woo. I'm about to go to Dallas tomorrow with my cat.
See?
I don't know. I'm a little nervous. That's why I'm hoping this next month I'm just chilling. No, I'm good. Everyone's let's go party, let's go do all this. I'm I'm good,
Not in November. That's the slump month.
It should be, although it sounds like you're about to get busy yourself.
I need to. Going on vacations and stuff. I'm all right, I gotta pre-plan for everything so that I don't have to work while I'm on vacation.
Good.
That's the thing.
Something. I was worried. I was I feel like you are the type of guy to work on vacation.
I am because I genuinely love my job. So when I went to Japan, I was streaming in Japan and creating content early in the morning, just setting up a tripod and shooting some stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm that's I don't know. I can't turn it off, but I'm gonna try to turn it off.
Okay. Now I feel you with that, honestly. First of all, Japan is just so inspirational. It makes all the sense. It
is.
How do you feel after still now, I like seeing progression, when you immediately got back a few months after, now it's been 6 months or so, right? Or 4?
It has been 6. It's been 4 months since I went to Japan in June.
Okay, there we go.
So it's been about 4 going on 5 months.
Man,
since I've been to Japan.
How do you feel?
Okay,
How do you feel?
It's definitely been a process. And I say that lightly, but also not at the same time.
Yeah.
Being there, obviously, you get culture shock. It was my first time out of the country and just experiencing the overall unity out there. That is the one word that I can use to describe Japan is unity. Everybody is on a united front with everything when it comes to children, women, cleanliness, politeness, all of that. They are just a unit, so when you experience that and then you come back to America where everybody's no, we're not a unit, we're an individual,
especially right now,
individual
especially right now,
oh my god, we can go on and get into some crazy stuff with that, but especially right now with the election going on and stuff like that, everybody's all about individuality, what benefits me, blah blah blah, it doesn't, other people don't really matter, but in Japan they're all about community.
That collective.
They're okay, it's not all about me, it's about everybody around me. Let's all be on the same page so that we can all get stuff done and all enjoy ourselves. There's still some individuality out there, I feel, but it's just they have guidelines, with stuff.
Yeah.
And I respect that a lot.
Me too. I want every American to go to Japan at least once, just to really be oh, this is what everyone's been talking about, the trains and working together. Because I agree with you. My favorite aspect I keep bringing up for Japan is I would see just random people pick up trash on the street.
Yeah.
It wasn't their trash at all, but I would see consistently. It happened. First of all, it's already clean. There's no trash anywhere. But if there was trash, I remember even Halloween last year. I saw a group of Japanese youth, in costume, pick up trash with tongs, and they were coordinated, multiple of them. I was just wow, we would never in America.
Yeah, and it's not even a second thought for them. It's their immediate response, if they see something inconvenient that they can help a little bit, they're gonna do it, even if it inconveniences them. And I'm that is so freaking amazing. They're super helpful out there. I even when I was out there, we saw this lady get into a bike accident, not a motorcycle, but she was riding on her bike.
Okay.
And she crashed into this dude's like vehicle. Luckily, it was parking. It was a
Okay.
parked vehicle, so it wasn't like
Not
in
moving.
danger or
That's at
anything.
least there's that.
Yeah, but she crashed into it, and you just see like people swarm around her and like helping her. Like these men like come and they're like, "Hey, like let me help you out," like pick up her bike for her and like get her all settled and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, like that's nice to see people just genuinely caring about other people, and even stuff that happened to me. Like I had a Uniqlo employee help me find my wife's phone, which she accidentally left on the train.
Oh wow.
And we got off. Well, she didn't leave. It fell out of her pocket. It fell out of her pocket, her back pocket.
Yeah, I mean,
And we didn't
it do
realize
be like
until we
that.
tried to scan out.
Mhm.
And it was like, oh,
Ah.
and the train had already took off. And we don't speak the language or anything, but this Uniqlo employee just left her job and helped us figure it out for an hour. She's going back and forth, translating, Google Translate, calling the conductors and stuff, trying to figure out where it's at. And we found it because of her.
Wow.
And I
That's
was like,
super nice.
bro, what the heck?
Yeah, right. It's like that's super nice.
Yeah. So to
Wow.
like answer your question, like being away from it for 5 months now, like I still have days where I'm just like, I need to go back. Like,
Yeah.
I really just want to go back, bro.
You know, I feel you so much with that. It's like I keep tempting myself with now, like these reels about like, oh, here's what's in Japan that you got to go check out. There's just so much to see, and then also I have some friends who live there, and they're like, when are you coming back? And I'm like, when I get
you
money.
have friends in Japan?
Yeah, I actually got lucky to meet people who
Ooh.
live in Japan and like actually like talk with them. I actually literally just hit up one. He owns a club. I got lucky.
Wow.
Like people just introduced me to the right people, and they've been homies every time.
Wow. Dang, man, I need to hang out with you more.
Come on through. Yeah, seriously, bro. I would love to hang out. Like I got friends in in all these different areas, so that's something I feel lucky about.
That's crazy. That is so dope, man. I wish I had. Well,
straight up,
like an uncle in Japan.
Whoa.
Yeah. Well,
have you hung out with him?
It's my yeah. We did when we went to Japan. We hung out with my uncle and auntie in law, and their little daughter. Like they showed us around. It was really cool.
That's
so
dope.
I do have people that live out there.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. I mean, hey, I bet like the next time. I mean, true. Hey, and hopefully next time we go, you'll be meeting them too.
I hope so.
I feel you with that. Like I even though like it's been now a full year for me, like I still think about it like so heavily. And I think maybe like it's right now just like I don't want to be right here. Then again, I like being here. I like it. Like I'm grateful to be here still,
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. There's parts of America that I do enjoy, you know what I'm saying? But I think just experiencing the difference, it was just like, oh, this is what could be, and just seeing things that we could implement here that we struggle so much to do. Like we struggle so much to get on a united front about anything.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be a big thing. It can be freaking opening up a restaurant. Like you got 75% of the people that are for it, and then 25% of the people that are
like enough people to like really derail it, right?
Derail everything, So it's like we can't all unite about really just
I think that's what makes me sad these days, like where it's like we're on teams against each other. Like everyone is treating like how we take care of ourselves like a sport. It's like where we should be working together. It should be a co-op game, not competitive game. Like what are we doing?
Wow, you're spitting right there. That's a bar, dude. That is a bar. Introducing rapper God's Will.
That's me right there. Not I put all my black points in dancing. Unfortunately, the words don't come out like that.
Hey, you are a good dancer too. I've been seeing
from you. That means everything.
Again. Yeah. Practicing again, and I'm like, I saw like a few months ago when I started to see you post it, and you were saying like, oh, I'm starting to practice again, and then I'm seeing the progression of you getting better.
I'm happy to hear that, honestly. Thank you. And I feel it. Like, finally, my ankle has been healed. But also, I've been loving your stuff, too. Like, I've been seeing, like, now the full classes and all that. How's all that going?
Oh, it's going so well, man. For those of y'all that don't know that are listening and are watching right now, I do own a dance studio called HQ Dance Studio. We've been open for about a little over 2 years now, so it's still a baby business, I would say. I won't stop calling us a baby business until we're like on our 4th or 5th year.
That's fair. I like that.
Yeah, but like we just recently hit a really big milestone. Ever since we opened, we were like, all right, we gotta have like 30 students registered in our class. Okay. And when we say registered, it's not people that just like pop in and take class for that day or pop in every 2 weeks to take class. Like students that are dedicated to 2 classes a week, that's a registered student
Wow,
because we have
yeah.
classes for those
That's
students.
committed, yeah.
And we were like, oh, if we hit 30, then we'll be able to put on a full-on dance recital, like put on a show.
Ooh,
And we just hit that goal a month and a half ago. We got
very
up to
nice.
35 students actually that are fully
Ooh,
committed and registered, and just locked in with our studio. And so now we got 35 people that are going to help us put together a show, and we get to choreograph it. The show is going to be in December, right before I leave for Thailand. So yeah, that's a really big milestone for us, because we were like, oh, we're not going to hit that until like maybe our 3rd or 4th year, but we ended up hitting it in our 2nd year.
that's
We were like,
amazing,
oh,
bro. Congratulations. Yeah, like seriously,
thank you.
yeah, is a recital gonna be open? Like, can anyone come through and like check it
Yep.
out? I'll be there.
Anybody? What?
Yeah, I
No
gotta
way.
come through. Yeah, I gotta like. Or
What?
when is it? When is it though?
It's on a Sunday on December 8th. Yeah,
I think I'd be down.
I'll
Yeah,
give you
please
all
let
the
me know.
details on it, man. It's
Yeah.
we got tickets for 350 people. We're gonna start selling tickets November 1st. That's when
Okay.
it's gonna be open. But yeah, it's gonna be like an hour-long show, so nothing too crazy. Because we
Yeah.
have a total of, how many classes do we have? We have like 7 or 8 classes. And then the amount of registered students varies from class to class. So there's like 8 students in one class, 7 in another. We have one class that has 10 in it, one that has 5. So in those classes, and it's different levels too. So there's like beginner dances, intermediate dances, advanced level dances. We have a competition team that's going to be dancing there,
Ooh.
because we do run a comp team as well. So those are going to be like our highest tier dancers. So they're going to perform their piece for the first time, going into the competition season for next year, because that's what we're practicing for. So they'll get to debut it there at the show as well. We'll have some guest performers. It's going to be lit. It's going to be fun.
Wow. No, I gotta be there. Honestly, like, yeah,
Oh,
I'd be
bro.
down to drive up and come peep that. That sounds like a fun time.
Dog, if you do that, bro, we're definitely like, I'm taking you out to dinner after all of that stuff, bro.
Hey,
Like, just let me know.
I'd be honored, honestly. Yeah, seriously, I'm gonna do that. Like, I'm putting the dates in for that.
All right, now I'm
Yes.
really gonna send you the details, bro.
Please,
That
yeah,
would
seriously,
make
like
me
that's
so happy.
because I've been wanting to see like the full thing, like the last few dance videos you put out, like really got me hyped.
Oh, thank you, man. Did you see the Dandadan one?
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
Like I was just like, this is it right here. It's like you got the coolness, the chill of it. It wasn't like too many moves in it, but like it was like a full thing right there. And then like also to see
yeah,
like other people in it too. I was like, here we
yeah.
go.
Oh yeah, I had to teach it, bro. It was so fun. We actually made that dance up on live stream on
Wow,
Twitch.
it's really
Yeah,
like
yeah. I
what's the
live streamed the
process of
whole
doing that?
process. So I got my phone, and I just went live from my phone.
Uh-huh.
And the whole Twitch community like tuned in. It was really dope. And I was just like, all right, I got like 40 minutes to make this up. So like, let's just make something up. 40 minutes to make it up and record it.
That sounds
And
so
everybody was like,
hard.
all right, cool. So I just like attached the mic to myself.
Uh-huh.
I was talking them through the process of making it up. I was like, oh, what do you guys think of like this move or this move versus this? And so people would vote on like certain moves that they wanted me to like
Wow.
put in and stuff. And so I was like, all right, we're going to do that. Do we want to start the dance here? Like I went into it completely blind, like not knowing even where I wanted to start the dance for the song. So that was
Wow.
another thing that was like a group decision. Like, where do we want to start? Do we want to start on the chill part? Do we want to start on the upbeat part? It was a really fun I've never done that before.
I'm about to
I've
say, I was
never
like,
just-
have you done that before? Like that's
No.
democracy. Like that's that's crazy. That's
Yeah,
cool though.
It was so fun, bro. It
Wow.
was so fun.
Yeah, it looked really
And yeah,
baller.
now
Like
it's it's doing well. And for actually Crunchyroll commented on my Dandadan.
I think I saw that. Yes. I
I was
was
so
like, you
mad.
did it. That's how you know you did it right there.
I was so hurt. I was like, I didn't see this until 3 days later.
Oh, I was like, oh, I guess he doesn't like us. I guess he's too cool for us, huh?
Oh, my God, man. Like, bro,
All right,
come
Tracy,
on.
screw you then, right?
I'm like, yep, I fumbled.
That's hilarious.
Absolutely fumbled.
Like,
But
how could you not respond in 24 hours? Also, I'm like, I guess I'll say it, but like they still have me like restricted on Instagram.
No way.
They do. It's crazy. I was
What?
like, bam. It's like I didn't know it was like that. But like, yeah, I don't know. I guess my old boss is like, you can't post. I'm like, I wasn't saying anything crazy anyways, but okay.
What in the world? What
Yeah,
the-
I know.
that's wild.
It's
Wow.
really bizarre, but at
That-
least they
that's
still
gotta be
follow
like
me.
They still follow you.
Yeah, I think so. At
Wow,
least
I'm truly
on
restricted.
Twitter. Maybe they're gonna take it off one of these days.
Interesting. I don't know what the point of restricting you would be.
I know. I was just like, I was only saying nice things. I don't say mean things.
Yeah, that's gotta be like a inner grudge. Like somebody's got a grudge in there. They're just like,
time for me to restrict Crunchyroll people on the Viz channels. Then, huh?
Right?
I'll show them.
Get tit for tat.
I'll show them. Also,
that's
anime talk time.
Oh,
let's
go.
So first of all, you're watching Dandadan, right?
I am. Yeah, we can get into this, man.
Yeah. So
we can get into the and to be honest, I'm gonna let you know right now. If you post any of this about Dandadan, there is gonna be some heat for sure. And I'm here for it. I'm all for it. Yeah.
Well, lay it on me. Lay it on. Lay it on.
Because let's see. Okay. First, let's start light.
Okay, because actually, I don't even know like how you feel about it. You know,
I feel great. I love it.
Great.
I feel good. It's just I'm seeing the reaction to people that didn't read the manga and are just coming into it with fresh eyes.
Yeah, very cold, especially that first episode, right?
Yeah. Everybody's like, "Oh, this is like super weirdo, creepy anime."
Oh man, okay, because that was my biggest fear.
Yeah,
honestly, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember.
Like, I don't know if you remember when I read it, because like you was the one that told me to read Dandadan.
Yes.
And I was like, God's will, what you got me reading? And you're like,
I do remember that. I was like, no, please keep going.
Yeah, you were like, just keep reading it, and I was like, I'll read it. Like, I'll keep my mind open, but like,
I appreciate that. I appreciate
me off at first. I'm not gonna lie. And now, without spoiling anything, because I don't want to be those people. If we that type of guy, manga, we'll say spoiler alert, you know. Yeah. But without spoiling anything right now, I will say that I'm glad that I kept reading, because I realized, like, oh, this stuff that happened, there's a reason why there's that shock value at first, because the manga and what people will find out if they continue to watch the anime is that you're supposed to feel uncomfortable looking at these things. If you don't feel uncomfortable, then that's a problem. You know, like stuff like this really happens to people, and people don't talk about it as openly as they should, especially in the anime community.
Bro, and you know what?
Especially.
Oh, you know, it's like I want us to be able to encounter uncomfortable or tough topics, especially through fiction, you know, like, because this stuff happens in real life. Yeah. Maybe not to this extent of, you know, like anime, all this, right? But at the same time, like the hard topics are real things, and I it always bums me out like when we want to shy away from it, you know?
Right. Yeah. I think like the thing is, people are just hypercritical of it in the anime community for some reason, because anime, at least from, I can't speak for everybody, I'm just saying what I think it is. So this is just my
also, I know you've seen like so many examples or perspectives, because especially they are just telling you, like they are just tagging you with all of it, right?
Oh yeah. People are like, you know, like coming at me, like asking questions and stuff, like, how can you watch this? Well, I'm just like, okay, whatever.
And especially like that sort of mindset, or at least the way that the tone that they're asking you is more like it's intense, you know. It's not more like
Well, people ask questions like they're already accusing you of being guilty of something. And it's like, first of all, you don't even know why I'm watching.
Exactly, right?
You don't know like what my reaction was to that scene. You don't know, because you're not asking. You're just automatically hearing like, oh, Tracy likes this anime, or whoever, even if it's not me. Somebody else likes Dandadan, and that was the first episode. They must be like weird. And it's like, no, slow your roll, player. Okay? Because I'm telling you that I like it because I know what's to come. If I went into this with blind eyes, just like anybody else, I would also be shocked. Yeah. I would also be like, what the heck am I watching? You know?
But you're aware.
But I'm aware because I went into it with an open mind, like, okay, why did they show this?
Yes.
Why? Like, are they glorifying it? No, they're not. In no way, shape, or form are they glorifying like this lady getting kidnapped by these aliens and that situation almost happened to her. They're not glorifying it. They're saying like, oh my God, like this is a oh my God moment.
Yes.
You know, just like any other TV show, there's oh my God moments. I'll give a prime example. And I gave this example to my wife too. And people love this show. There's a large community of people that hate this show too for said reasons. But there's a lot of people that love this show. Euphoria. I've only watched maybe an episode or two of Euphoria because I just couldn't do it. Like it was a lot for me. But there's a large amount of people that love it, and they
Mhm.
hit very hard topics that make people uncomfortable,
Yes.
because they're very, very real things that happen to real people. And now we have an anime that's doing it, but they're approaching it from a different angle. They're not glorifying it, but they're taking this exciting, colorful, vibrant anime and showing us something in a vibrant way that's not glorifying it, but they're just showing us it from a different angle. And if you
Yes.
continue to watch the story progress, you'll understand why they're showing it.
Yeah.
They're gonna attack it in so
Literally,
many
like,
different
also
ways.
explain it. Yeah, like honestly, like around, little spoiler, but like around episode 4, there's like this is like a more redemption of that, what
Of the
have
grandma,
happened. Yep. Mm-hmm.
yeah, of Turbo Granny. And I
Yeah.
and I said that to my wife too, because my wife is watching it with me. And
Yeah. Cold, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
first episode, she was like, she looked at me, she was like, why?
What?
It's
Yeah.
like,
I
hey,
I
I
wish that
know.
they showed the first 3 episodes, like like they did that in theaters, and I was
Mhm.
hoping that they would just sort of do that, so that
Yeah.
way people can realize, like, oh, okay, there's much more that happens after this.
Yeah, there's a lot, and you do start to see it in episode 4 with the Turbo Granny and why she is the way she is.
Yes.
And also, like, I want to say this too, like, even with episode 1, and I'm choosing my words wisely, of course, but they showed what happened to Homegirl,
Yeah.
which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
Shouldn't happen to anybody, right? With Okaroon, the boy, they didn't show it.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really speak about it much either. They're just like, oh, this happened.
This happened. Yeah.
And it's looked at as comical in the
Yes.
show, And I think that is actually like a spin on how people view that happening to males.
Ooh.
To me, like, that's what it says to me, because like stuff like that does happen to males.
Yeah, but it gets laughed off, or it's not that big of a deal,
It's
or
glossed over.
yeah.
It's
I mean,
glossed over
honestly,
because
we're
it's
all
like, you're strong, you have the power to like get out of that situation, or maybe you wanted to put yourself in that situation, blah 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 and stuff. And so like when it happened to him, he's just like, oh yeah, it's gone, don't got it. It's like, what? Like, it's like, it's like a comical thing, but it's
Yes,
like, no,
but
like,
still,
that's a
yeah,
serious
it's
thing.
serious,
But it's a
seriously.
spin on how people actually treat it in real life. Granted, the
Dang.
narrative of that is changing as people are
Uh-huh.
progressing and becoming more aware of things.
But because we're
still.
talking about it, is because, like, I mean, honestly, culture was just would laugh it off, honestly, until like really like this reckoning of like trying to deal with like SA overall,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like, I would say it's like
absolutely.
we didn't deal with it correctly,
Mm-hmm.
until recently. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
happy that like actually that's a really good point. I'm laughing at it still. I've been laughing at it, but at the same time,
Yeah.
I never really thought about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm.
I'm just like, and honestly, like rewatching it with my wife or not rewatching it, but watching it with my wife and seeing it in the anime is
Yeah.
what made me view it that way. Because I was like, wow, they really didn't like cover all what happened to him, but they visually showed what happened to Homegirl. Like when
Yep.
it happened to him, they just cut it,
Yeah.
and then
Cut.
now
Yep.
it's like transition to Homegirl, and we see everything that's happening to her, and we're disgusted by it. But when it comes
Yeah.
to Okaroon, we're just like, oh, we just got to go get it back, and it's
Oh
like,
well. Yeah. Yeah, we don't
that's
know what. Yeah, and I also like
equally
even
as
he's
bad.
suffering more too. Yeah, he's still suffering from it. These, like without like a help, he's suffering from it. Like he's having
Yeah.
a hard time with it.
Yeah, but it becomes like this light topic in the anime, and I'm like, I don't think that the writer is doing it that way because he thinks it's light. I think he's
Yeah.
doing that because that's how people really receive it in real life.
Man, these creators are crazy, like crazy genius. Like able to showcase like things like that in like just really
Yeah.
subtle ways.
Yeah, so it's like, when it comes to Dandadan, like, I won't hyper defend it
Yeah.
to people, because if you just want to write it off, I get it. I understand, because it is uncomfortable. And
Yeah.
I understand you looking at that and being like, I can't watch that. That's weird.
Yeah.
But what I will not back is people saying like other people that are watching it are weird or creepy. I'm
Yeah,
like, I can't back
I
that.
think that's absolutely it. Like where it's like when people are getting labeled,
Mm-hmm.
like as if like they're criminals or is doing something, like just for like engaging in a piece of media. Really, it's also a piece of media that's really great. Like if you,
Yeah.
like I wish people would be able to give things more of a like. If
Chance.
you can't handle it, that's fine. But like
Yeah, if you
I
can't handle
think
it.
I
Yeah.
think it is like really good for like mature discussions to be able to take in a piece and then to be like, oh, here's what I liked about it, here's what I didn't like about it,
Yeah. Yeah. And
versus
like
like
I
you.
said, it's
Yeah,
supposed to make you uncomfortable,
yeah, I agree.
and just
And
you just talk about it.
yeah, exactly. Like I think it also is like I think it's fair to be like, does this happen again or does it happen to this extent? Like I remember like with
Hmm.
Fire Force, it's
Yeah.
like how like that sort of fan service will just pop up constantly,
Hmm.
and now that detracted from it, from
Yeah.
the piece, in my opinion. But like to
Uh-huh.
see it in Dandadan, luckily, at least I don't think they do it like that extreme again, right? Um,
If they go like with the manga, I think like they do touch up on essay again.
yeah, but not
For
to that
sure.
like extent, right?
Not to that extent.
Yeah.
No. And that's another thing I've been telling people too. I'm like, episode one is worse as
Yeah,
it's gonna be.
the
But
hardest.
it's
Yeah,
just the shock factor.
yeah,
You know?
exactly.
That's all. But after that, it's like it's pretty chill. I mean, like overall, Dandadan, I do think Dandadan is like weird, but in a playful way. Like I
Yeah,
think that it has very weird elements that
yeah,
people are gonna see.
like the
You know?
horror,
Yeah,
like I agree. Like it's a quirky anime. And
for
also
sure.
like I always think about like it being like the first chapter. Like whereas like
Yeah.
this is like his first, the creators, his first entry into like making manga, right? So like
Mm-hmm.
it is like, did he do this because like of like a pressure to do something
Mm-hmm.
like that? Like as like go crazy. You're the Chainsaw Man assistant, and you're the Fire Punch assistant.
Yeah, I
So you
heard
go
about
crazy
that.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about recently somebody in my Twitch chat actually put me on to the video that was like 10 facts you didn't know about like the Dandadan or the Dandadan creator. And I didn't know like he was side by side working with the people that were on like Chainsaw Man. What else was he on? It was
Yeah. He did
some other ones
Chainsaw
too.
Man, Yukinobu Tatsu. Yeah, like he's still pretty young too, but like
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, because this is like his first like real manga that like he's put out.
Hmm.
But yeah, like he helped out with Chainsaw Man, creator. What else has he done? Oh my gosh.
There was some other stuff in there. I think the people that made Spy Family too.
Oh yeah.
It was Chainsaw Man, Spy Family,
Endo,
something
Endo-san.
else that's really popular. It wasn't JJK, was it? I don't think
I
so.
don't know. Yeah, I'm looking up, but he's killing it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
like
he's killing it.
yeah, like this is like his first foray. So like I
Mm-hmm.
see it as like go explosive, and then
Yeah.
eventually like he tones it down to like be like this is like the level he wants to go on. So
Mm-hmm.
that's
Yeah.
one thing I'm also thinking, like where it's like start explosive, but maybe it was too much, because
Yeah. Yeah. For
like
sure.
everyone
Maybe
thought
maybe
this
it
would
was
be
too
like
much.
yeah, exactly. Like everyone
Yeah.
thought it would be like a mature manga like Chainsaw Man, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not. So that's where like I'm like I would like for people to give it more of a chance, but like if it does like trigger you in that sense, then I'm not, I can't blame it.
Yeah.
But I
Can't blame
do
him for
think
that.
it's very worth it for people to stick with it.
Yeah. I agree. I think that the story definitely has layers to it, and if you're willing to uncover those layers, then cool, you're gonna end up with something beautiful. But if not, hey, do your
Yep.
thing. I'm just not with judging people for watching
Yeah,
this
the people like who
show.
are like getting into it themselves, right? Like, and then they get
Yeah,
called like, or they're like put into a whole camp. Like, it's like, oh,
yeah.
you're the enemy of sorts. I think that's messed
It's
up.
like,
Yeah,
nah, maybe like I think that's another thing too. I think people need to stop assuming things about people without asking first.
yeah.
People are just super quick to like put a
Like,
label on
yeah, they have
somebody.
like such a bad intent for like so
Yeah,
many people. People think that like oh, you're a bad person immediately for whatever. Like we disagree or we have
yeah.
different mindsets, and you're immediately bad, or you maybe make a mistake and you're immediately
Hmm.
bad. I wish that
Immediately,
there
bro.
was less of that.
Immediately, it's like you're not allowed to learn or
Yeah,
grow,
there's no
especially
redemption.
now. No, there's not. Like with social media now, it's just like, well, okay, the only way you can find redemption is if you feed into it, which is weird because you have to. Like I've seen creators get like this negative connotation put on them, and they just feed into it, and they're like, all right,
Mm,
I'll be that, and then they become that, and they get a lot of hate, but then all of a sudden they get a lot of positive feedback too out of
yeah,
nowhere after like a year of getting hate. But it's like, do you want to like really become that mistake, I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
that's what bumps me out, because it's like people get mad that someone made a mistake, and then like they get mad, and then I feel like they push people like, all right, if you guys don't want me anymore, I'm just gonna go to where, who does want me. Like, it's like I
Yeah.
think things that could have been fixed, like, get like, just because you're not killing your opponent, you're just,
Right.
they're not going away, they're not,
Mhm.
you say these mean things or do these bad things to them, they're not
Mhm.
going away, they're not being erased, they are
No.
still here, but getting more against what they, what the cause is, in my opinion.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think that it's this social media world we live in now, and like I don't like to be a person that like down talks social media, because obviously like that's my career, and like
Yeah.
I love social media. I do think that it overall has a lot of positive effects, but it definitely has a lot of negative effects
Yeah.
too, because now
Would you say
like
more positive or more negative? I know,
these
right?
days these days I would say more negative, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it how do I say this? It varies from person to person,
Yeah.
for sure. I think that the overall population of people that are on social media do become really reliant on it. I would say hyper dependent on it, and they think that social media is reality. And
Mm.
there's a group of people that are able to balance it and be like, social media is just social media, like it's for fun, it's for knowledge, it's for obtaining information, being creative, updating people on my life, like, and that's it. But outside of social media, I got real
A whole
things
life. Mm-hmm.
going on. Like I got real connections with real people, I have real conversations. But there's a lot of people that look at social media and they're like, oh, this person posted this picture, this is who they are. And it's like,
Mm.
you don't know what that person does 24 hours a day. You have no clue. You
Yup.
don't know what they go through. You don't know what their family or friend situation is like. You don't know what their work life is like. You don't know what their spiritual life is like. You don't know any of their beliefs. You don't know their political beliefs, unless they're like a political person
Yeah.
on social media or whatever. Like, you have no idea. You only know what this person is showing you. And then you're like hyper fixating on that, and you're judging that person based off of what they're showing you, but you don't know the ins and outs of that person.
Yep. There's no nuance
You
at
know,
all. And
now, granted,
uh,
there is people that show a lot, and then you can kind of make an assumption, but for the most part, like, you don't know people.
yeah,
You just
that's the
don't.
truth. Like, we put our best sides, honestly, on social media. At least as we
Try
hope
to.
our best sides, right? Like, or we
Yeah.
put a side. Usually
Yeah.
is what people curate. Sometimes people just put whatever, and that's their side, but they're not like that
I
in real
agree.
life too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. It's a lot to like unpack with all of that, and like for me being a content creator, like I posted a video the other day where it was like it was called Anime Woke Take, and it was me basically saying like if you have a if you have anime hot takes, you're not a real anime fan, you're just a fan of a
mm.
show. You're not actually a fan of anime, and there's a difference. And I made like a whole joke about it, and it was like a skit,
Yeah.
right? And I was like, the one side was defending like, oh, you can respect all anime while not liking all anime, you know?
Yeah.
And the other side is like, well, I don't really feel like having anime hot takes. I feel like you're doing too much, basically, is what the other side was saying.
I'm
And so,
bursting with that. Like, or like I can get both sides, but yeah, at
yeah,
least that's
yeah.
where I'm at. Just hearing this so far. Okay.
So there's like two sides to it, right? But both sides are just on the extreme opposite, basically. And I read like the comments under that video, and people are like, "Oh, so you like," and they just think of the most inappropriate anime they can think of, and they're like, "Oh,
Oh.
so you must like this," and I'm like, "Never said that."
So it's like,
Never,
where are people?
never said
Uh,
that. Never
I
said, or they're like, "Oh, you must respect this anime then," and I'm like, I think people go digging for the worst thing out of nothing,
yeah.
and I was like, bruh, it's a general statement, but you're purposely fishing for something crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't understand that.
Let's just stick to like the main bell curve, right? Let's not be like the super extremes. Like what? Yeah, and just people like on the internet, like who think like I gotcha now, like versus like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm trying to understand where you're coming from. That makes
Mm-hmm.
sense, most cases, or at least
Yeah.
even if you're gonna come with like not this one, but like it's like, can we at least be like aware and like for real
Mm-hmm.
for a little bit, just like obviously not that one, right? Like
Right.
like like
Right.
just that nuance. Or at least I wish people had an awareness of like, all right, I see where you're coming from. Here's where
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming from. Able to put
Yeah.
both sides and be like, oh, you can think of two things at once.
Yeah, and like I'm super open to like debate with people. I'm super open to people disagreeing with me, but
Mm,
I don't like when
be
people
for
go
real.
like super extreme with it. I'm like, yeah, bro, you weren't even watching the video for real. You
No,
were just looking for something,
exactly. As soon
you
as
know?
like they heard the premise, they went searching for something. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and like somebody commented, they were like, "Ah, I caught you in 4K." I'm like, "No, you didn't. The video's
So
in
like you did
1080p."
right.
First of all, it's not even
First
in 4K.
for actually, right?
I was like, I mean, the good thing is like majority of the people that watch it, have fun with it and they can
Yeah.
comment on it and
But
for the most
the
part just enjoy it.
few,
But there's
yeah.
just those few people and they get a certain amount of people to rally behind them, and I'm just like, y'all are the side of internet that I want to stay away from. Because
Yeah,
I
dang.
don't rock with that at all.
Mhm.
And they do try to infiltrate, but it's like, I have a wall up. Can't really affect me that much, but
That's good, yeah. Because I was thinking, it's like, is it a way to, like, prevent that side of the internet coming towards you, or even to change the mindset about it?
mm,
Like, is there, like, a responsibility also, I guess, that, like, that we should be doing that, they think that might help the internet more so, especially, like, even just
mm,
anime side of
yeah.
Twitter.
I think we just have to hold people accountable. Honestly, I think that overall, like I won't even say like this when I say generation, I'm not speaking of like Gen Z or millennials or anything like that. I'm just
Yeah.
speaking about like
This
the
era
people
right
that are
now,
here
right?
right now. The
Mhm.
people in this era, we have a huge problem with accountability. People don't know how to
Mm.
take it at
Yeah.
all. There's a select few of people that know how to take it, but we got keyboard warriors and stuff that just go ham on people and think that they're so in the right for straight up bullying people. And they don't look at themselves as bullies because they're like, I'm calling you out for this. But it's like, bro, you're getting thousands of people to rally behind hate for a person.
Mm.
That is bullying,
Man,
whether you want to believe it or not. And whether you think that like
it's justified somehow.
it's justified somehow, it's not.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's okay to just walk away from a person and just leave certain things away. If somebody is blatantly showing disrespect towards a specific community or is just being a foul person, it's okay to not support that person anymore in silence.
Yeah.
Like we can just leave it alone. Or if you want to call them out, we can call them out without bullying them too. We
Mhm.
can say
Mhm.
like, "Oh, what you're doing is wrong.
Yeah.
That's not cool. I don't agree with that." We don't have to say you're a scumbag, you're a trash human being. Up, Koch, now your career's over. Like, why do
Yeah.
we have to
Trying
say
to
stuff
ruin
like that?
people. Yeah.
Because now it's like you're finding fun in ruining somebody's life. That's not holding somebody accountable. That's just being evil.
Yeah.
Holding
Nope.
somebody accountable is just telling them that they're wrong. And I'm fine with that. If anybody tells me I'm wrong, I've had somebody tell me I'm wrong before, like on my live stream community. I've had somebody be like, "Ah, Tracy, you were wrong for that," and I'll be like, "Oh yeah, you're right, I was,"
Mm.
and then
That's
I'll
dope.
apologize about it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll apologize about it, but like just looking for ways to tear somebody down, that's not holding somebody accountable. But I think people think that it is, and I'm like, bro, y'all are sick. Like,
Yeah, honestly. And I like that a lot. Like I think that's like some really good advice overall, because it's really sad to see like small things become fights, and then like the groups that are partitions are like becoming bigger. It's like
mhm.
it can get fixed, but like it does give me like some hope to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, like I try to. Here's the thing. I try to keep it very, very real
Yeah,
with my community. I ain't no perfect human being. Like, even though I might be like saying stuff that like sounds good even right now, I'm not perfect at it.
true.
Like I might slip up and be like, bro, you suck. You know, I'm not gonna go out my way to comment that, but I might like say that to somebody's face,
Yeah.
but I'll catch myself in moments like that if I find myself ever like being mean even though I don't mean to be, or
Mhm.
like saying something that doesn't actually show what I was trying to say, like just misrepresents me as a whole. Like I'll
Mhm.
apologize quickly. Like I'm very, very quick to apologize and stuff like that. And I will give myself a little credit. I got kind of good at like catching when I say something foul. So like
Yeah.
now it just takes me like sometimes it takes me a few seconds. Sometimes it takes me
But you
like a
catch
few
yourself.
minutes. I'll catch myself and be like, my bad.
That was
Let me
off. Yeah.
apologize about that. Even if they didn't take it that way, I'll
Yeah.
still be like, I'm sorry. I didn't
Yeah.
mean
Get
it
ahead of it, right?
that
Yeah.
way.
It could have
Like
come off like that. I
let me
like
tell
that.
you what I actually meant by that, but there's a lot of people that can't do that.
Yeah, I know. Well, about to say is like, were you always like that, or like did
No.
it? Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah. Like, what do you think it like inspired more of that?
My wife, for sure. Yeah. My wife definitely inspired that. I think like learning her love language and how she takes communication, and then her learning how I take communication, and then us just developing that together and figuring out what the best form of communication for us was. We also discovered like better ways to communicate with other people. But like to be
Mm.
honest, like I had a huge problem with accountability, bro, because I used to think that I didn't say anything wrong. Like I'm
Oh.
like, because my intention,
Uh-huh.
my
Like you
intention in
didn't
my
mean
mind
to.
is to say a certain thing,
Uh-huh.
and she'd be like, but that's not what you said though. Like that's
Mm.
not what came out of your mouth, and that's
Mm-hmm.
not how you delivered it. That's not how your tone was. Your body language, like all of that. And I'm just like, it took a while, and it's still something that I'm working on to this day. I'm not perfect at it, but
Mm-hmm.
like it's been years of me working on it. And I think that's another thing too when it comes to like communicating. You have to constantly work on it. You're never going to be perfect at it. You're still going to mess up,
Yeah.
but it took her motivating me to get better at communication and actually portray and use the words of what I'm actually trying to say,
I like that.
and it also took us getting to a point to be like, to quickly say I'm sorry, because there's nothing wrong with saying I'm sorry. It doesn't have to be like a whole essay apology or anything every time, but it can be like a quick, oh, I didn't mean that. Sorry,
Yeah.
my bad. And then they're like, okay, cool, because I was about to take it that way. And then we move on, and then we continue the conversation or whatever. But now I can take that skill and apply it to like other people now too. So
I
I
think
would
that's
say
dope. I have multiple questions from that too, because I'm just like, I think this could be like a good learning thing for multiple people.
yeah.
I guess like two things that come to mind is like, I guess one for people who aren't as lucky to get a wife, like I imagine a lot of people who are on the internet angry
Uh-huh.
don't have, significant others that they can like
Right.
practice communication uh skills with, I guess,
Mhm.
right? It's only getting
Yeah.
worse, it's, I guess, being on the internet. But
Yeah.
I guess like do you have any ideas of like maybe like how someone who's perennially online, I guess, can learn better communication skills?
I think you got to go out and get it, to be honest. I don't think that there's a way to get good at communication through social media. I don't think so. I think that you have to have real human interaction. And I could be wrong. Somebody could totally prove me wrong. Like I said, I don't think that I'm this all-knowing human being. But from my experience, I didn't learn nothing about communication through the internet at all. If anything, my communication skills got worse during the pandemic because I was hyper on the internet, just like
Yeah.
everybody else was, So like, and you see how awkward everybody is. Well, I would say, thank God I was an adult before the pandemic started.
Whew, yeah, I feel
So
so bad for kids, honestly,
I do
like
too.
during
Like
it.
I'm,
Yeah.
oh my God, bro. Like
Yeah.
I find myself getting annoyed sometimes with younger people,
Yeah.
but then I have to catch myself and be like, okay, you went through the pandemic your whole high school career.
That
Let me
part
have some
sucks.
grace with you.
Good on you.
Yeah, like I really do try to have grace with the younger people, because, and I'm not, and don't get me wrong, I'm not old, I'm 26.
The young people. Although
Young people.
I've been saying the youth and the young people a lot more myself recently, and I'm like,
Right? Oh God, we're getting
maybe
old,
it's
man.
happened, right? It's like, I guess it's happened. Stretch. Make sure you keep stretching, right?
Yeah. Oh man, I pulled my hamstring 2 weeks ago.
Oh no! Oh
I did.
no! I'm about to
Yeah,
say,
we'll get
especially as
into
a
that.
dancer. Oh no!
Mhm. Oh
Oh.
yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit, but so I don't lose my point. Yeah, like I find that like younger people have a really hard, and when I say younger people, I mean like people that are like 19, 20,
Yeah.
21 right now. They have a really hard time communicating effectively with people, and a lot of them come off like they have the most terrible attitudes ever.
I'm
Just
glad you're
doing like,
saying that because I felt that myself, and I'm just like, what is going on?
why y'all so mad?
Yeah,
Why?
straight up. I mean, don't get me wrong. I also get it why like
Yeah,
so
yeah,
mad. Like
yeah, for sure,
like the whole world's in debuff.
for
Is
sure,
but yeah, definitely it is
for
like,
sure.
why are you guys like this now? But at the same
Yeah.
time, yeah,
But
I
just
like that.
basic human interaction, like even like going to like a Target or a Walmart and just experiencing customer service of people that are on their first jobs and they're like 2021, they don't know how to talk to people at all. Or they just won't talk to people at all. They'll just do
Jeez.
what they got to do and won't say nothing. And I'm like, address me. Hi, how
Yeah,
you
right.
doing? Like,
I know,
what's
right?
up?
Okay.
Like, can we have something here? Or can you make eye contact with me? Like, stuff like that, So, but I would say, like, my advice for people that are like that is just go out and be wrong. That's the big thing. Go out and be wrong,
uh,
but understand when you're wrong.
yeah,
You know,
like more
like
like have that
go,
freedom to like be wrong, I guess, right?
yeah,
But then fix it, not just
fix it
be wrong. Yeah,
and observe too.
yeah. Ooh,
Observe how other people communicate. Be in group settings. You're not going to get a whole lot of it with just one-on-one interactions, but go be in a group setting around people that are different ages. Go hang out with some 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds in appropriate environments, of course. But like, go be around those people and see how they engage and have real conversations. Try to not just keep it surface level, and experience when you're wrong, and also observe what somebody else is doing and be like, oh, I can learn from that. Like, oh, maybe I should do that. I see how this person is breaking down what they're saying, or I see how this person has a debate with somebody and keeps it respectful. Like, observe those things.
what a concept,
you
right?
know it's
But I
it's
love
it's
that.
crazy.
Yeah,
It's
right.
crazy. Don't
Like,
learn everything from, even though we're doing this right now, don't learn everything from a podcast. Go experience.
right. I
you
mean,
know
this podcast is great, but yeah,
this
no,
podcast
100%
is
agree.
great, you know what I'm saying? But like, learn this from that podcast and go do
Yes.
something with
Yes,
it.
exactly. Go put it in practice, like outside for real.
Yeah, really, really just practice human interaction and practice human connection. That's the best thing I would say. Like, I
That's a
do
good point.
think being married, I'm super duper blessed to like learn all of these things at the rate that I'm learning it at. But there's other ways.
Yeah, and
Other
I
ways.
agree. It feels like you came into it like somewhat healed, or at least like ready, like to take the
Hmm.
lessons, not because I think a lot of people go into relationships hoping that like it will be their whole social everything, right?
Hmm.
But then we've heard forever, in all of human history of just relationships not working out because people like aren't able
Yeah.
to communicate with each other, right?
Yeah, communication is one of the hardest things we can get good at, for sure. I think
Whew.
so, because
Honestly,
communication can cause damage to people mentally. It can break trust. It can end relationships. It can start wars. Like, communication
literally.
is crazy.
Yeah, communication
Communication is
breakdown.
crazy. It's
And
so
that the
important.
truth. I mean, and for me, is like when you get good at it, like it's like a cheat code almost. It's like I
Yeah.
think about like Fallout all the time. Like you get the charisma skill up,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Yeah.
you just avoid fights, and they give you money, and like, oh, here's the way in. I was like, oh,
See?
I was gonna shoot everybody, but I guess I don't have to now.
Right. Exactly.
And I think like, yeah, that's really applicable like in real life, like where
It is.
it's yeah, like you don't have to, you get more things by being charismatic and nice. And I think it's a
That's a
lot
fact.
easier to be charismatic than people think in a way. I used to be super shy myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, super
Really?
shy.
You
Yeah,
shy?
yeah, I know. Yeah, I
Actually,
it's
same.
yeah, and like same. I
Same.
would say same thing for you. It's
Same.
like you shy. It's like I feel like you've
Mm-hmm.
always like been with it.
No, no. I
Wow.
was a chubby kid, man. I was super insecure
No,
about
the chubby
my
thing is wild. It's like you were
yeah,
chubby.
I
Wow,
was, man. For years. All the way until I was like 14. That's when I
wow,
started getting some confidence, but before that, mm-mm.
dang, that's
super
crazy.
super shy dude. But also, I was shy, but I didn't care.
Like
I
you were
started to
sort of happy with it, like more introvert in a way,
I
I
wasn't
guess.
happy with it because I had enough people telling me that I was fat, and that hurt.
Oh, see,
That hurt.
it's like, oh,
That was hurtful. You know what I'm saying? But and also my voice too. This is another thing. Like people would tell me that I had like a feminine voice or whatever.
Well, as a boy, right?
Yeah, because I was like my voice was a little more high pitched. Even now, like I don't have the most deep voice, or my voice isn't deep.
I like your voice though. Like it's very unique. Yeah, like it's a really cool style in my opinion. Yeah.
I appreciate that. I love my voice too now.
Good. I think you should. I think it like it's like I hear it and it's like that's Tracy and that's cool. I like it. Like it's like a like I don't know like where to put it, you know, like a location, but like it's always been like a cool, chill, like yeah, like I'm engaged and like I'm being pulled along with what you're saying. You know?
Thank you, man. Yeah. I appreciate that. But it wasn't always that way. Everybody just would make fun of me, and so I was pretty insecure. But it did build thick skin though, for sure. It built thick skin over time, and then when I did start getting confidence, I already had that like I don't really care mentality, and then it just turned into like, you know, I'm gonna just do me.
I like
to the best of my ability. I'm not gonna be mean. I'm not gonna bag on nobody, but I'm gonna just do me. And I'm not gonna be mean to people because I had so many people be mean to me as a kid. I'm not doing that.
Dang.
I'm gonna just respect people and respect myself above everything else too.
I love that though, you know, like that's crucial. Sad that it had to happen like that, but at the same time, it's good like when people are able to use that bad stuff to make something good out of it.
Yeah, it built character, man. It built a lot of character.
Damn, I feel that too. Like
and with the sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
With the anime community too, because I just remembered like something that you that we were discussing a few minutes ago. Another example of just like the anime community like hopping on this bandwagon of just like tearing somebody down was the Attack on Titan situation.
Ooh, like to the creator, like or just like overall.
Manga. Yeah, man. To the creator, bro. Like they tore that man down.
Too much.
Bro. And I'm just like, why? Like that's a prime example of like you can not like something and not agree with something, but you don't gotta tear somebody down. You know, it's like people didn't like the ending. I guess I didn't read the manga personally. I watched that.
See, I watched it too.
I loved it.
Me too. Like
so happy.
Two things I have to say about that. One,
okay.
Like it always is wild to me when someone says Attack on Titan isn't good. I'm like, I think it's fair. Like for me, at least the way I wish that people in the community would talk is like, I didn't like this. You know, like for whatever reason. But don't make it look like everyone else is dumb or, you know, like it's just silly for liking a thing. And it always baffles me when someone says that about Attack on Titan. I'm like, what? If you didn't like it for whatever reason, that's fair. But to say that is not like, you know, like even just the popularity, it doesn't make sense or whatever. I'm like, you're totally incorrect.
Yeah, no, I agree. I feel that way about controversial take. I feel that way about Death Note.
Yeah, Death Note. You didn't like Death Note?
I haven't watched all of it. I'm having a very hard time getting into it. So that's why I won't say that like I don't like it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I'm struggling.
And I think that nuanced take is a great idea. You know, be like, hey, like you're struggling with it, then I think that's more fair to be like, and it's like also like, what don't you like about it? You know, but like, I think that's fair.
I'm not quick to write something off.
Yeah.
You know, like I'll observe for a little bit. You know, I might not dive all the way in, but I'll observe and like, be like, okay, like this is what it is. And not just with anime, just with things in life.
Anything,
in general. Like I try to observe things first before I'm like, nah, I'm good off of that. And like Death Note is one of those things where it's like I've tried to watch it 3 times now.
Ooh, dang.
And I can't get past episode 8. Like I don't know what it is, bro.
Is that like the tennis episode or like what?
I don't even know.
It's all
man.
good. I was like,
it's been so long since it's been probably about 2 years since I last attempted it.
Oh man,
I am in a different space now mentally, so like, give it another shot.
Hopefully, you know.
Like, I don't know, bro. Like I just can't like get into it, you know. But like that's like my
maybe the manga. Maybe try the manga with it.
You know what? Maybe the manga.
Maybe,
you know, because I've heard people just say like it's a masterpiece, blah blah, and I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I personally think so, but also
I respect it.
Yeah, and I think that's the mindset. I just wish people had that, like, whereas like at least respect like what it is, And
Mm,
like, if it's not for you, you know, so when someone says like, "Oh, One Piece," I can't, you know, like I'm having a hard time getting into it, or
mm,
like it seems too daunting, and I don't have time. You know, I can't hate that. You know, I
yeah,
can't hate that because like I don't blame you. It's 1,000+ episodes, but when someone's like, "I
right.
hate it because it's 1,000 episodes," it's like you don't know what you're talking about.
You don't
Like
know. You
you
just
have the
hating
wrong
to hate.
exactly.
You finding a reason to hate it. You
You
know.
know, it's like that's true cope. That's
Yeah.
like that's like you can't do it. You have to hate it so you don't have to get to know it.
Yeah, bro. It's okay to be insecure. It's
Ooh,
okay.
that's the
It's all
truth, though.
right.
That's
You
the
know,
truth.
I get it, man. We all struggle with some insecurities, but like, I think it's just speaking of One Piece. Like, it's popular to hate on it
Yeah,
because it's so good. To be honest,
it truly
it's
is.
it is. I believe it's the number one anime in Japan
Yep.
currently. If you go to
Also, did you
Japan
see
and
that fan letter episode, brother?
oh my god, bro, did I see it?
Bro,
It's so good, bro.
so good. I just saw it like a few days ago, and
Yeah.
I was like moved to tears multiple times. Goosebumps.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
thinking about it right now,
Oh yeah. I dropped a tear for sure. I
bro.
did. I dropped a tear for sure. Like there was multiple points in the episode where I was trying not to, and then by the end of the episode, I was like, all right, there's one. I
Yeah,
can't. That's
exactly.
like I can't.
There were too
I
many times I
can't.
kept rewinding it, and I was just like, "Oh my goodness."
See, you're better than me because I need to watch it again. Because
Yeah,
I was on a crunch time to watch it. I was like, I got 30 minutes to watch it. So I sat
yeah,
down, watched it, and then I had to go.
yeah.
But like I want to rewatch it because I feel like there's so many things that I missed, but there's also so many things that I didn't
It
miss
was
too.
so dense, honestly. Like where
It was
it
packed, man.
just so much good stuff that was in it that I'm like, you can't. You know, you definitely need to go through it again. I would love to go through it again myself. Like
Yeah.
I
Oh my
loved it.
god, bro. Hold up. Okay. Let's get back on fan letter in a second.
Yes.
Let me get back to the point
Attack on
of
Titan.
like One Piece being popular to
Okay,
hate
One
and
Piece.
Attack
Yeah,
on Titan
yeah,
too. Is like people just want to hate on big things because
yeah.
they're like, oh yeah, this will make some noise.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, can you not? Can you not bag on the community that loves this thing so much? Because you know that people love One Piece. Just
Yeah.
like Dragon Ball Z. We know that there's a large amount of people that love Dragon Ball Z, a large amount of people that love Naruto. So why make them feel stupid for loving it? Why?
That part is like I like why make people feel stupid for loving a thing overall? Like
Why?
unless this thing is like hurtful, we
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't really be doing that. Like even if it's not your favorite thing, like I've brought this up before, like Fairy Tale, not my thing. I went through it
Yeah.
all of it. I'm not
Yeah.
doing this 100-year quest though, but
Understandable.
I'm good. I'm very at peace with life. There's so many other shows like I need to watch. I just finished Parasite, and I'm glad I spent my time doing that. That was
Parasite Maxim.
yeah, mm-hmm,
Yeah. Very good.
amazing. I'm like
Amazing.
I'm like I
Mm.
almost want to give it a 10 out of 10, but like
Mm.
I gotta think about it. You know,
I
10.
understand.
I don't want to give tens too easily. You know.
Yeah. Tens. Yeah. Gotta be delicate. You know,
Thank you. See, you get it. But
with the tens. You know.
you know, Fairy Tale, not like one of my least favorite shows, honestly. Like I watched it and I thought,
Yeah.
like, I was like, I hate anime now. But I've seen straight up. There's multiple times like maybe I'm
Dang.
over anime. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe if this is what anime is, I'm okay. And then
That's crazy.
I know.
That's how I felt with Eminence and Shadow. So I get it.
Okay, I hadn't even seen Eminence of Shadows, so and that's fair. Like honestly,
Not for me.
like very mid, you know, like whereas like maybe
Yeah.
we're good. But to me,
Yeah.
like whereas
Yeah.
like
To
I
you,
got
that's
to
the
meet
important thing.
yes, I got to meet people like who had the tattoo that would do the thing, you know, they
Yeah.
would do the bagpipe music, I guess, right? And it's like
Mm-hmm.
it means something so much to these people, you know,
Yeah.
it saved people's lives. And it's like,
Yeah.
why make people feel bad for liking these things? Especially like all of us are fucking nerds.
Yeah.
What are you
Agreed.
doing? Did we not
We're
learn
all
anything?
nerds.
And like,
Come on, bro.
one thing I have just even been thinking about recently is like with media, is getting multiple perspectives. You know, like
Mm.
it shouldn't make you less racist, less xenophobic, less overall anything because you got to see like a different perspective that you
Yeah.
most likely won't live.
Yeah.
And it's like, how
Absolutely.
can someone hate or become more hateful or more mean or more rude after consuming the media? You know,
Mm-hmm.
especially like a
Yeah.
lot of anime is just like friends are important, bullying's bad. You know, all this
Yeah.
shonen stuff.
Yeah.
What are we doing, y'all?
It's a lot of life lessons, bro. It's a
Shit,
lot
like,
of
are
life
people not learning
lessons.
life lessons when they watch this? Especially
No.
One Piece. Like, I'm always like, when someone's like rude and watch One Piece, I'm like,
Mm.
are you sure you watch the same show as me?
Well, I think we have a lot of surface level watchers.
Yeah.
Like we have a lot of those, especially like coming out of the pandemic too. We
It
have
is.
people that
Yeah, I guess so. Because it's like you watch
you know.
hundreds of episodes of any of these shows. Naruto's hundreds of episodes. Bleach is hundreds of episodes.
Mm-hmm.
All Dragon Ball is hundreds of episodes. Like, even if you
Mm-hmm.
only watch Dragon Ball in your lifetime, then again, it's just like, what are people getting out of this stuff? You know,
Yeah,
it's like, I
it's
don't
like
know
you
how you
can
can
find a
become more
lot.
hateful. Yeah.
Yeah, you can find a lot in these shows.
Now,
Now, I
even
will
if you're,
say there's animes where you just have to turn your brain off
yes,
and enjoy
100%.
for sure. But like a lot of these, most of those animes are shorter. I
Yeah.
will say, like the ones that have depth and have put the time in and years into creating like this really vast and amazing story, like you're gonna find some lessons in there. Even Dragon Ball Z, like a lot of people think that Dragon Ball Z is just an anime about like fighting and
Yeah.
stuff, and they're like it's flashy, and that's because that's what they're showing, but they're also showing like, oh, you can be somebody with limitless potential. You can overcome any and everything just through sheer will. You know, like you got freaking Gohan, for example, right? And I didn't used to look at Gohan this way, right?
Oh, yeah.
Until I started like really reevaluating like
Mm.
Dragon Ball Z and being like, okay, like what do I really love about this show? Because I do love Dragon Ball Z. It's not like
Yeah.
it's not in my top 10, but
Yeah. But
it
it's
holds a
so
very
important.
special place in my heart.
Exactly.
You know, and it's like you see Gohan, and it's like you got all of these people that have trained for years and years to be the best fighters, to be this and that, and then you got this little kid that pops up, and everybody sees the potential in this kid, but he doesn't even see the potential in himself. He's so like unaware of everything that he's capable of, but everybody else is aware of it and wants to pour into this kid.
Yeah.
It's like that's a life lesson in itself, bro. Like
Yeah.
Gohan could have easily been snubbed of all of his potential, being surrounded by the wrong people.
Yeah.
You know,
Whew.
and
Yeah.
you see that too with Goten.
Oh.
Goten was also a kid with so much potential, bro. He's Super Saiyan at what age 7?
Yeah.
Age
Super
8
young
or something like
Mhm.
that. He could have been way stronger than Gohan, but he got snubbed of it. He got snubbed. And instead, he put his energy into something else, you know?
Yeah.
But you see like the different realities of that. You see people pour into Gohan and you see how much he becomes with by the time the Cell Saga comes. Now, yeah, he does fall off, but he gets it back. You know?
Yeah, right.
He gets it back. But you see that, and it's like, okay, like you should. What I get from that is like, if I see somebody that's capable of limitless things, I'm gonna encourage that person. I'm gonna tell that person, bro, you can do whatever you set your mind to. Or
I
this
love
is
that.
what you should do with what you're capable of. You should
Mm.
grow on this. You know, so it's like, okay, you can find little stuff like that. And it's like, how did I get that out of Dragon Ball Z? Just by looking at it from a deeper perspective. I'm not looking at it from a surface level watcher no more.
Yeah,
Like,
I love that. I will like to be able to challenge more people to be like, what'd you get from this show? You know,
mhm,
like,
yeah.
did you get something from the show?
Mhm.
Like, you know, what is one lesson that you got from the show? Tell me something. And I wonder if people would
Absolutely.
take that seriously, you know?
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Vegeta's also a big one too. I can go on
Mhm.
and on about Vegeta. Oh my god.
I love that people like have come around on Vegeta because, you know, like when it was happening, you know, no
Hated
one
him.
super cared, right? Exactly, right?
Mhm.
But now, like, his arcs and like everyone like loves to talk about Vegeta these days, and I love that. You know, like
Mhm.
that's I don't even know if that was the intention, at least for so long.
I don't think so. But he's
Yeah,
the most inspiring character in the whole show to me.
yeah, you know, it's like
Yeah.
let your ego go and
Yeah.
enjoy the here and now. And I'm hoping
Mhm.
that people get that. It's just something to learn from like all these shows. Like, even if it's not something you like, there
Mhm.
is something there. Like, unless like this is like hurting people, is offensive. Even then,
Yeah.
I don't even know. It's like we don't talk about those as much, right?
Yeah. We don't. Very, very close-minded watchers now. You know, like I really do love that the anime community is growing, don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But there's a lot of closed-minded people that are into it now.
Would you
know?
say it's getting worse or it's better? You know, especially in your perspective, like you're in it like in a way that It's different for me for sure, but
Yeah.
yeah, you are definitely like in
Well,
it. And
you do a lot more than I do.
true. I mean, hey, we do a lot together, honestly. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I feel like you're like going in the Hypeblog time chamber with like all different types of anime fans all the time, you know, and especially
Yeah.
like you have more potential, honestly, like for being a good transition for people like getting into anime overall, you know. It's like,
Thank you.
yeah, like you have like the most potential for someone like who is like just finding out about it, but then also
Mhm.
someone like who is deep in like all these series that are happening right now, you know,
Yeah.
and can
I
enjoy
appreciate
it.
that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that for sure. I think like to answer your question on like what I think, do I think it's better now
Mm.
than before? I think that it's a double-edged sword. I
Yeah.
think that yeah, like
Nuanced
there's
answers, damn you.
yeah, like it's hard because like it's like I can't give a yes, it's better now, and I
Yes.
can't give a no because in certain aspects it is. Like it's better because we have more eyes on it, and anime is so openly accepted by everybody now.
Yeah.
Like, bro, the freaking NBA like loves anime. Like what?
That's dope.
The NFL, what? The
Yeah.
Macy's Day parades are just like we got Luffy in the Macy's Day parade.
Yeah.
We got
Get bucket hat Luffy again.
yeah, that was hard. I ain't gonna lie. Like honestly, the deflation that was
Yeah,
actually kind of cool.
low key, like honestly, like I was like, you know, I'm not mad at this. Like
Yeah,
I would like to see this as a style,
yeah,
actually.
not mad at all. Bucket hat Luffy, let's
That's
get it.
hilarious.
But like, yeah, there's good and bad that comes with it because now even though we have more eyes on it, we also have people that infiltrate it with negativity. Because I don't think that anime 10 years ago, like there was no this is trash, that's trash. You're strange for watching this. That didn't exist.
Yeah,
It's like it was like, oh, you like anime, bro? Me too. Let's talk about it. What you like.
exactly. In secret,
You know,
though,
like
right?
what are
But
you
like,
reading? What's
still,
going on? Like I didn't know that anybody else around me liked it.
right?
Cool. There was like camaraderie with it, you know. And now
Yeah,
it's like I'm smarter than you
because
because
I've
I
seen
watched
this.
this anime.
Yeah,
What? Shut up.
I
Hey.
know that part. Honestly, I mean, although that part was like sort of always there, but like it was like
Mm,
the real nerds that you could sort of be like, okay, it is what it is. Versus,
yeah, but
um,
it wasn't toxic. You know,
yeah,
like
yeah,
it was. There was an understanding that like, oh, we're geeking out right now. You know,
yes,
but now it's not the same. It's not the same. You can't debate the same no
yeah.
more. You know, you can't debate the same because now it just gets disrespectful.
Yeah,
You know,
especially
it
too
just
quickly. Yeah, really
very
quickly.
quickly,
Yeah, dang, that's a
very
good point.
quickly. You know, it's like, bro, can we just all respect
Remember?
each other,
Yeah,
please? Can we remember that we all are here for the same reason? That we're all at this convention because we love anime,
yeah.
supposedly.
Supposedly,
Like,
right? Like, if you don't yet, like, it's like hopefully you'll figure out like why. You know, it's like
yeah,
that's what I'm hoping for. Like,
uh,
I can agree with you though with that. That's a
yeah,
bummer,
it's tough. It's
but
tough, man. You
I
know, it's
appreciate what you're doing though for it because like
yeah.
you are like injecting deeper thought into it. You know,
I'm
like, and
trying to.
also like more constructive thought. Also, I've been wanting to say I really appreciate you like putting in like the scripture like into your videos. You know, I think has been like a really good touch, honestly. Like,
Thank you,
yeah,
man.
like I guess like what inspired like that more, I guess these
Whew.
days. You know, and also how's the reception been for that?
The reception's been so amazing, bro. Like people have really flocked to it and like loved it. And some people are even like, that was the best part of the video. Like I see that a lot. They're like, that's the best part, like the ending.
Wow,
And
that's
I'm like,
dope.
oh, I love it so much. It makes me so happy because like the inspiration that for that was really just my Twitch community, actually.
Mm,
Because on there, like I'm very open about my Christianity, but I
mm,
don't shove religion in people's faces.
yes,
I don't think that that's right to just shove it on people or like condemn people for not believing
believing
what
the
you're
same.
believing or
Yeah,
moving the same or whatever. It's like, bro, like just at least that's not like my belief. You know, that's not what's in the book that I read. Like you shouldn't treat people like that. So I don't force nothing on nobody. You know, even with the scriptures at the end, I don't force it on nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like I there was one video where I was like, can I say a quick prayer for you? If not, cool. Scroll
yeah.
past it. It's all good.
I
But
think that
if so,
respectful mindset, or at least that tone, like it has been like what makes it even better. Like where it's like, you know
yeah.
what? Hey, I at least for me, I dig it. Because like, hey,
Yeah.
thanks for showing me like some of your side, you know?
Yeah, and that's really all it's about, like having the people in my community just ask me questions. Like I've literally had people just ask me questions like, "Hey, like I see you're a Christian, like I'm wanting to like get into that. How do I do it?" And it's like,
Wow.
"Oh, okay." Like
That's so
I've had
dope.
that question multiple times. I've had people be like, "Hey, my mom's in the hospital right now. I'm kind of freaking out. Can you say a prayer for me real quick?" I'm
Wow.
like, "Yeah, I got you." Whole community on Twitch, I'll be like, "Hey, look, if y'all want to hop in on the prayer, you can. If not, you don't have to. Just stick around and kick it. But I'm gonna say a quick prayer real quick. Anybody's open to join if you want to."
I
And
like
it's
that.
like doing that. Every time I would do that, I would be like, okay, like that would feel good to me, and I would feel like, all right, I'm serving a purpose that's bigger than me, So now I was like, I've had this idea of putting scriptures in my skits for a while, but I've battled myself on it. And it got to the point to where I was like, why am I fighting myself on this so much? Is it because I don't want people to like shy away from my work and my content?
Mm,
Or is it something else? And I was just like, I think that something else is fighting me on not doing it, which is why I should. And so I was just like, let's just do it.
I dig
Who
that.
cares? It's
Yeah,
like
it's like
if
what are you more
people
afraid
receive
of,
it,
right? Like
right? Like,
God
what is
or
there
the
to be so
people,
scared
right?
about?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Like, there's nothing to fear. And it's like, I know myself too. I know how I'm going to deliver it. I'm not going to force it on nobody, and I'm not going to make anybody feel like they have to listen to this. So I'm just like, now that I'm doing it, I'm very happy with it. I think I've been doing it for almost a month now, I want to say. And
Yeah.
just even from the first time I did it, it was just so much respect from people. You get a very small amount of people that come in there and be like, what is this at the end? Why? And I was like, I won't respond to those. I'll just be like, all right, like it's not for you,
Yeah.
and you don't want that, and that's fine, but it is going to be there because I want it to be there. And if you don't want to watch it, it's fine. Just scroll
Yeah.
past it. It's
I
all
dig
good.
that though. It's like something I was even thinking overall, like not even just for Christianity, but like I feel like there's like a lack, especially like here in our culture of like care for the spirit, you know?
Mm,
And like
yeah.
I think like we barely think about like I think mind, body, spirit, right? Everyone knows about that. But like I'm like,
Yeah.
how many people like practice any of that? Yeah, like
Hmm.
like working out or eating correctly, we barely do that. Sleeping well, right? Mind is like how many people read books in America?
Yeah.
How many
You know.
people like are challenging themselves or like thinking more than just school?
Yeah, for sure. And I think like also to add on to what you're saying, there is a genuine lack of just care for people in general,
Yeah, and like
And I
as we
think
said at the beginning, like of our like Japanese culture, like there's more of a
yeah,
care, right? Like here is like absolutely not, unfortunately.
absolutely. And I think like with these scriptures at the end, like yes, there is obviously like a spiritual side to it, because I do want to do this for like God and like serve him in any way that I can, shape or form. Because
Mm-hmm.
ultimately, I feel like everything I have is because I've been blessed with it, not
You
just because
earned
I
it,
earned
yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Like granted, yeah, you do got to
Yeah,
put the work in
you
and
did
stuff, but
work,
like
yeah.
I feel extremely blessed to be where I'm at right
And
now.
same for
But
me too, honestly.
yeah, it's like okay, so I feel like with these scriptures, like there is a spiritual aspect to it, but there's also I just want to encourage you as a person. Like I want you to feel better walking away from this video or scrolling past this video. Like if you didn't see anything encouraging today, I hope that this scripture made you feel encouraged. I hope that you walk away from this and you feel like, you know what, I'm going to be okay. Or you know what, I am going to go and conquer that battle and go achieve this and achieve that. Like I want you to feel good, or I want you to feel like, oh, somebody actually cares. Even
Ooh.
though I don't know this person,
Mm-hmm.
they care, And
That's
it's like, I
beautiful.
do.
Yeah.
I do. I don't know you. I don't know your situation, but I hope you're okay. I hope you're good. Just that. Just that. That's it.
That's beautiful, dude. And like
That's it.
I do feel that like heavy from you, it's like
Yeah.
like anytime I'm lucky to see how you interact with people, like in person or on your videos, like it
Mm.
has been that, that care. And also especially the community. Like I do like that you have built your community, but then also like your community always has felt like open, it's not like
Yeah.
like, oh, you like if you're not on this side, then you're not in the community. You know, like is anyone who watches a video and like speaks well with each other, right? I feel like has been like
Yeah,
a part of the community.
absolutely. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that a lot. Like that is something that I'm about to hiccup. Hold up. Woo.
Oh, good.
There we go.
Get
Got
it
it out.
There you go.
Yeah, I was like, I need this. That's one of the things that I find really, really important is just making sure that everybody feels accepted in my community too. Like you will come into my community. I'll specifically speak about my Twitch community because those are the ones I know the most about because I get to interact with them on a daily basis.
Wow.
But we got all sorts of different types of people in there. We got Muslims, we got Buddhists, we got Christians, we got straight people, gay people, trans people, we got women, men, like you name it, we got it. And not one of them feels like an outcast. Not one.
That's how it should be.
And I can only say that because they've spoken to
like
me
literally
about it.
said that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and the thing is, like, I never know. That's another thing about being a creator or just being somebody in the public eye. You never know who is watching. Like, I had no idea that I had a trans person in my community until they were like, "Hey, Tracy, by the way, like, I'm trans," and I was like, "Cool, that's what's up. What you doing today?"
Right?
You know? Like, that's what's up, and we're just kicking it, you know. And like that person is one of like the highest supporters I have in the Twitch community. Like they gift subs like crazy, you know. It's like I love that person. Like I think that person is amazing. You know, like I will talk with that person all the time, and we'll communicate on through the chat and stuff. And it's like it's a good time. Like I love when they're in there.
That's
you know,
dope.
so it's like, you know, but I think people expect me because I'm a Christian to
only hang out with
a certain way
and
to like only accept certain people. But it's like, bro, my book and like the God that I serve tells me that I'm supposed to love everybody, despite what the popular belief is and what extremists tried to tell you. It is not my job to judge anybody on this planet. It is my job to spread love and positivity and hopefully spread some of God's word while I'm here. That's what I'm supposed to do. And that's
I love that. I think that's the way, honestly. Like I really do genuinely think that is the way, and like more people should try to live with that. And I can't really find like any fault with that, you know. It's like I'm like thinking like, what can someone get mad about that? But I'm like, why should anyone get mad about something like that? Shouldn't that be like the way that we should try to live, right?
Yeah.
I'm glad that like that is like it has been a top tenet for you, you know, to live by.
Yeah, it's above everything else. It's above the numbers, it's above the deals and all that stuff. Like I want people to know that like there's people out here that will care about you regardless. There's people out here that'll pray for you no matter what. There's people out here that'll accept you no matter what, you know. And I want to be one of those people. Now, unless you're a murderer, that's different. Like that's
even then we're praying for you, right?
Yeah, I'm still praying for you. Yeah, you know, I'm still praying for you, but I'm like
just a little differently, right?
I'm not kicking with you. Might not.
Hey,
you know, gotta look out for the safety.
Don't come at me, and then hey, we'll see, right?
Yeah, but that's also like the thing we were discussing earlier is like when I say a general statement like that, people will try to find. Like, okay,
you're gonna hang out with Jeffrey Dahmer. You're gonna right?
What?
Right?
What are you talking about?
Right? Well, what about? Oh man, I didn't even think about like that part. But
oh yeah. So let's nip that in the bud right now. All right.
Tracy wants to hang out with murderers. Oh my God, these are the Christians they're talking about.
Y'all
you,
stop
right?
being so crazy.
Goodness,
stop being so extreme with it.
Sorry, you gotta deal with that. Honestly, like that sounds ridiculous, but
it is what it is. Like I said, I have a wall up with stuff like that. So
there you go.
Like, I don't let it bother me. You know,
good.
I've had too many people try to bother me since I've been like a social media person, and I'm just like, bro, it's not working.
Yeah, good. There you go.
You try your best, but it's not. You're not affecting me. You're not infiltrating. You're not penetrating my armor at all.
Good.
You know, it's like I'm even if I am bothered for a moment, I'm like, bro, you just tickled me. Like it just lasted for like a second, and then I'm good. Funny.
Bro. What's something you wish like more your fans like knew, I guess, or is there something that you would like to like address more with them overall? You know, that I
just wish they would understand that like my main thing I want them to understand is that I am no different than them. Like I'm absolutely the same in every single category. I have feelings just like they do. I bleed just like that. Like yeah, like how can a creator have feelings? Oh my god, like what? How can I have a feeling outside of this skit or this character I'm portraying?
My
It's like,
goodness.
dog, like I do. You know, I'm a very, very real human being. I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna mess up sometimes. And it's okay to hold me accountable for those things. But don't put me in a higher standard just because I have more followers than you. Don't do
Mm,
that.
mm.
Don't expect the world and the stars and the moon from me just because I have more followers than you. Don't expect that. You know, I'm gonna follow a similar path to most people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna breathe, I'm gonna mess up, I'm gonna learn or not learn, and I'm gonna move on.
Yeah.
We all follow a similar path like that. We all gotta sleep too. Same thing. It just comes in different formats. That's all. So just view me like that. View other creators like that. View celebrities like that too. Like don't put people on such a high pedestal. You know? It's not healthy. It's really not.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I like it's like I think I
You
wonder
can
like
look
how
up
to
to
do it.
people.
Yeah.
That's fine. Looking
Yeah.
up to people is fine. I'm not saying don't look
Don't.
up to
Yeah.
people, but I'm saying like don't expect the don't expect unrealistic things
Yeah.
from people. Be
Like
very realistic.
celebrities to be like beings that just know more, I guess, like or are
Yeah.
able to, whenever they make a mistake, they are to be like more, I guess, like beat down or like
Yeah.
be like, how
Yeah.
could
That's
you,
a good
right?
thing, because they're like, oh, like you have to be more aware because you have so many eyes on you and stuff. And it's like, we know, we're aware, creators are aware
Yeah.
of that and celebrities are aware of that too. But it doesn't erase the fact that we're still gonna mess up. We are.
That's a good point.
Whether it's big or small. So
Yeah.
that's just something that I wish people would know just about creators in general, not necessarily about me. Like when it comes to me personally, just know that I'm gonna love on you no matter what. I don't care, right? You can always you can come up to me if you see me in public, say what's up. Just do it. I don't care. Like I'm gonna interact with you. If I'm in a rush, it'll be a quick interaction, but like I'm gonna interact with you, bro.
That's
Like
dope.
I freaking went to Best Buy yesterday, bro. Like I
Oh,
went to Best Buy to get some stuff for my PC because my PC was acting up, but I only had like 5 minutes to be in the store. Like I
uh-huh.
needed to do it quick. So I'm running around. I noticed out the corner of my eye, like there's these kids freaking out and staring at me. And I'm like, oh, okay, like I see it. I'm gonna get to that in a second. So I
Uh-huh.
was like, I get the employee's walking me around. I wave to them. They start jumping up and down. I'm like, all right, I gotta go take a picture with these kids. Even though I only got like 3 minutes, I
Yeah.
gotta go like take a picture with them and just like have some fun. But it's like, I wish thought they would just like say what's up,
Yeah.
and like feel okay to come up to me and be like, hey, are you so and so?
Yeah. You prefer that rather than someone like just be like, oh my God, he's over there.
Then to just stare at me.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good point.
because now I'm like, nah, I have to wonder. Not with like kids. I don't typically have to wonder because I'm like, oh, you're a child. You're most
Yeah,
likely excited.
people.
But I've had like adults stare at me, and I'm just like,
yeah, that could be it for all different types of
Get one of
reasons.
those.
And also
I'm
just
like-
stare. I try not to
want
like
to
stare
rob
at
me?
people. Yeah, because I always think like people can feel that stare.
yeah, they can, bro. It's like what is it, a sixth sense or something
Yeah.
like that? Like you could just feel it.
Yeah, I think everyone can feel that. So I think I try to keep that in mind myself. I think that's a good. These are good points, honestly, because at least for me, my experience is just like, hell, luckily you're my friend. I get to just be like, yo, what's up?
Yeah.
So
I love the way that me and you met. By the way, me and Rainer were talking about that.
Oh
You
yeah,
probably don't remember.
yeah. Oh man, yes.
Yeah, it was at
Anime NYC, wasn't it?
Yes, it was Anime NYC,
That was a great
and
time.
it was in front of the Anime Gear Guru
Yes.
booth.
Yes.
Yeah, with Curve, and Tony was out there, and I think Desmond from RDC. There was a few people out there, but we were all just like talking,
Yes.
or whatever. And then like you walked up, I was about to walk away, and then you were like, "Oh, like I know you." I was like, "What? You do?" I was like, "Who are you?" And then, like, we just kind of like swapped and just had like a genuine like conversation there. Like,
Yeah.
I love like I did not know nothing about you.
Hey, like it's all good. Like I had seen your videos, and like I was a genuine fan. I was like, your stuff is really funny, and like I think it's gonna go
Yeah.
like many places. And here it
Yeah.
is, bam.
But I love that we had like a genuine interaction,
Yes,
like it was real.
yeah.
I was like, oh, like this is gonna be the homie for
I'm
sure.
glad. I'm glad because I felt it too. I was just like, it's like, okay, like I at least from what you put out there, I think you're pretty cool. Okay, we talked. It
Mm,
was great, and then
yeah.
like I try not to put like credentials or nothing. So
But it
yeah,
wasn't
but
like an expectation. Like
yeah,
I think that's what I like. Like I like when I can form like a connection with somebody and there not be like an
it's like we're gonna.
expectation.
Yes,
Yeah, like
yes,
we're gonna do this, or like you could do this for me, I can do this for
yes.
you. Like it's just like, no, we're just vibing. Like
Yeah,
we're just
like let's
talking and
see
just
where just
enjoying
things
it.
go. Like let's see how we are as people overall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I hope you feel that for me too. Like
very
I know
much
that
so.
like
Like no,
you
from the
have
get. Like I was like I
yeah.
love like when we had to go like we got that food chicken, and it was a
We
great
did
time.
too. It was
Yeah, and
very
then we
cool,
just got to
man.
like talk, and it's like yeah, okay, you
Mhm.
get it in many ways, and
Yeah.
it was just like it was great talking with you and your wife.
Yeah. I definitely hope we can do that again too.
I
I
hope
am
so.
prioritizing conventions next year.
I feel it. Although I'm the dance recital, you let me know when that's happening because
Oh
I'm
yeah,
coming
yeah, yeah.
through.
I'm gonna text you right after this. I'm gonna give
Please,
you all the
please do.
information
Please
on
do.
it for sure.
Before we finish, I remember we started talking about Jujutsu Kaisen.
Ah, we
I was
got
thinking,
JJK and we got the fan letter to cover.
oh
Like we got
shoot.
both of those. Let's
Uh-oh.
have some fun.
Okay, so let's go JJK first and then
Okay,
fan letter.
JJK. Confusion.
Yes, fair.
Yeah,
Fair.
yeah,
Fair.
fair.
For me, the way I felt about JJK was he's happy to be done. It's like this has been so long.
That's where I'm at.
Please,
Yeah.
God, can I move on? You're like, I'll come back to
Mhm.
it. Just can I just finish this thing now? And that's how I felt, especially like doing it week
Mm.
by week, you saw the art quality go down and
Yeah.
it's just quick sketch, So that's how
Mhm.
I felt. And
I felt the same way.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I was like, who actually read it? Because I saw a lot of people on the internet have opinions, and I'm like, do you even read it? Like, do you even know what's happening? You know?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people like that. Back to all the other conversations is like people just want to be loud,
Yeah.
but no nuance of like, oh, this was good or this part wasn't good or this is how it made me
Mhm.
feel. It's just, oh my god, it sucks. People want to say like the whole legacy of JJK is done.
That's ridiculous.
It's so
I think that's
ridiculous.
ridiculous. I think that like an anime can have a subjectively bad ending without
Mm,
ruining the entire show
yes,
or everything that it was about.
yes, I personally agree
Um,
with that.
yeah, I think JJK like the manga wise, you could tell that his heart was not in it.
Yeah.
After I even want to say after Gojo died, bro. Spoiler alert! Shoot, my
Oh,
bad,
oh,
my
no, it's all
fault.
good.
Fuck.
It's all good.
I feel like everybody knows
Yeah,
that though.
should
Like
know
that's
by now.
just
The fact that Usher talked about it,
come on, bro. There's no way. There's
I
no way
know,
you
right?
don't know. Even if
Oh, and even if
you
you
would have
do,
to be in a shell
yeah.
to
And
not know.
I think like once it happens in the anime, like one's gonna be a long time until that happens. But then
Yeah.
two, I'm hoping by that time, especially like sort of like even like how Bleach is like going through things that they missed, in Thousand Year Blood War, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm hoping by the time that comes out in the anime, like they might flesh it out some more, or
I
might
hope so.
feel better, like how they do. I think the anime is better than the manga, and I don't usually say that all the time, but I think Jujutsu Kaisen anime is better than the manga.
I agree. I do agree with that. I think that it's well, actually, I can't even say if I agree with it because I started reading the manga after season 2. So
Okay,
I can't. I guess I don't really.
I've
Have
been
an
reading
opinion
it
on it.
since like I read. When did I start reading? I think I read after season 1, and then
Okay.
before Shibuya arc, and I read all
Okay.
that, and I was this is genius. And then
Mm,
Cooling Game arc, I read
yeah.
that, and then I was caught up with it. And now I'm rereading Cooling Game arc because like there was so much I didn't understand. Now I get.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
Now a lot of it makes more sense because like while I was reading it, I was like, "What is happening?" Turn my
yeah,
brain off.
that's what happened to me when I was reading it. I ain't gonna lie. I was
Yes.
so lost, bro. I was like, the points. So this little bug thing can do this, but it can't.
Right.
It
And
can.
you open up a simple domain, but and like these are reincarnated people, and da 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 da. It's just like,
Yeah.
what is all this going on? But
It
now
was
it
a
all makes sense
lot.
that like I got to go through it, and it's like, oh, okay, this is
Even with
really
like
smart.
Again, we're going into spoilers, y'all. So these are manga spoilers.
Yeah, sorry, we're going hard. I'll make a note by that.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, but that's sort of how I want to talk. I'm like, look,
Yeah, for sure.
look, we're here, and if you don't know what we're talking about, I'm sorry. Hopefully, it gets you interested to read it or whatever.
Hopefully.
Like I said, Americans don't read, so you're all gonna forget about this anyways.
Gotta read. Oh my god. No, with even with Megumi's sister, bro, I didn't understand that.
Me neither. Actually, ooh, yeah. But now I reread it, and I was like, oh, I get it now, and that's so tough.
Yeah, I was so confused, bro.
Me too.
But like, I think I really do think once he had to kill off Gojo, his heart was not in it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if Gojo was his favorite character or something like that, but even like this, the way that he did Gojo's death, I don't think he could think of a logical way to kill him off. But I think he knew, like, I have to get rid of Gojo.
Yeah.
And so he just did.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was just like, there was some cool stuff that happened after Gojo died. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But a lot of it just didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. Like, Yuta,
like being able to reincarnate in that way.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Like, because like now I'm rereading it. Like right now, where I'm rereading it at. Honestly, wait. Yeah, Gojo died. Sorry, we're going hard. Gojo died. And they are Hikari's like they just got Geto.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they just got him. So like now I'm rereading it. So yeah, I'm interested to see like how it's gonna feel like after like all like like the Yuta stuff. Like I got like 30 more chapters to go, and then I'll be all the way caught up.
Okay. All right.
And at least I'm enjoying it, but also I am interested to see like because I know like the emotion like when it ended was like
crazy.
Yeah, very much. And I'm thinking like it definitely felt rushed for sure.
It was very rushed, especially the last 10 chapters.
Yes.
Like that is the main thing right there.
Yeah.
The last 10 chapters.
Yes.
I'm like,
I think it was a bad feeling.
Yeah, I was just like, I don't even feel good reading this right now. It's like, bro, like I wanted the fight to end.
Yes.
Like the Sukuna fight to end. Don't get me wrong. Because I was like, bro, this fight been going on for a long time.
Multiple years.
He has survived so many things that I feel like he should have
got knocked out. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, his fight with Gojo alone, like after his fight with Gojo, he should have been so exhausted.
Yes.
Because they used
everything. Yes.
And so I'm like, how is he
still just like still boxing everybody like that?
Everybody?
Yes. Everyone is like pretty
Yuta
top tier.
After Gojo? Who's said to have more cursed energy than Gojo?
Right. And then multiple black flashes and multiple. like Maki, came in there and everybody like just doing everything to him. Multiple arms taken off and it's still going so hard.
How, bro?
I know.
How?
I know.
You've got to be exhausted of your cursed energy entirely, and then just the way he lost, did not make that. I don't even know. Even if I reread it, I'm pretty sure it won't make sense to me because I'm just like,
for me at least, when I read that, it made. At least I was okay with it. I get it.
Okay.
I do get that. For me, I was more okay with it, especially like how thinking about with Mahito,
Okay.
Yeah, and like how like that affected Mahito like super strongly, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, we get to, also a heavy spoiler, but like, we get to see our girl come back. I knew she wasn't dead. I was like, we didn't see her die.
I was okay with the Nobara part.
Yeah.
I was okay with that. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's smart.
Yes.
That's strategy.
Yes.
But I think it was like after they got out of Yuji's domain.
Yeah.
I was just like, what's happening? Everything's happening hella fast.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, okay. I do wholeheartedly agree with that. For me, I was just like, okay, it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, out of nowhere, Sukuna's like this glob of flesh, and he didn't punch Megumi out of Sukuna. I'm like,
yeah. It's like, I think like because like the creator like had like done so much explaining, and then all of a sudden that part was just unexplained. I do agree with you. Like where
he just didn't want to explain no more.
He's like, I'm tired, I'm good, and it's like so that part I agree. It's like especially like how he had done too much explaining to the Colon game arc made not as much sense as it should have. I'm hoping like when it's time for the anime that, you know, he's had his break from it, he can like think more on like how he really wanted that to go.
Yeah, but I do understand though. Like I still do think that JJK is a top tier anime for sure. It's not in my personal top 5 or
I think that's fair. Yeah,
but I do think it's a really good show.
Yes.
And I do think people should watch it. I think people should read it too. I think the manga is really, really good. It had me locked in for a very long time. Very fast. I was just blitzing through them chapters once I started reading. But I also kind of like understand why Gege got tired. And I'm just like, I hate to say it, but it's the fan base.
Yeah, the fan base. And I'm about to say that too. I was like, I feel like he could have got super annoyed by just constantly week by week people complaining.
Criticism
oh my
everything.
God, Gojo da. It's just like, golly, like no matter like what he does, you know. So I think that's been a whole theme of this whole thing, you know. It's like, stop bullying people online, you know? You want more good things.
Stop bullying podcast.
Right.
Stop it. Let them be.
Right, let them be for real, you know. Let us be. If there's something wrong, say it in a nice way with love, right?
Yeah. And then I just think that they just, especially after Gojo died, he got hammered so much.
Yeah.
It was just
you hate Gojo. Oh my God. Da. You know, it's just like these people are all on the internet too. I feel so bad. You know, they gotta hide their identities because people are sending death threats and, you know, just being so crazy and whack, honestly.
Bruh. But it's like, in the same breath, bro, like none of us can do what these people do.
At all.
Why criticize
like week by week. Amazing.
On,
and it's like
do you know how hard it is to draw all that in a week?
Absolutely. Like,
while coming up with the dialogue,
like,
bro?
think about like how hard is it for people to make like an essay for school, right? 5-page essay for school, and you're doing that week by week, you know, and trying not to get axed, trying to keep the popularity going, you know, trying to get people so angry so that way you get canceled or whatever. And, you know, make complex stories like with multiple characters that have all their motivations. People are just being like taking things way too for granted, in my opinion.
They are. We really are, bro. We're so lucky. The people that we have and like the art that they want to create, bro. But like,
speaking of that, let me transition to fan letter, because that was I was just like, thank you God, because this is amazing. Like episode 1125, I believe.
It was labeled 24.
24, my bad. Yeah,
but I believe it was supposed to be 23. I think it was a Crunchyroll mistake or something.
Okay,
like
oops.
that.
Yeah, I'm about to say. I was like, what episode? But anyways, we are up there. And to this day, like, it is getting better and better and better and better. And that episode came out of nowhere and was, who would have thought, a different perspective. Spoiler for fan letter. And if you aren't in this episode, if you aren't past episode 500, then sorry. Spoilers. Yeah.
Yeah. But I thought that was a beautiful thing too, because it's like he decided to go back. You know, he decided to go back like 600 episodes, because we're in the 11s now. You go all the way back to Saba Odi Archipelago, post time skip. Yeah, post time skip.
Yeah, just post time. Just literally
post time skip.
Oh my God.
To deliver an episode with so much meaning. There's so many different ways you can take this, bro. You can go the fate route and say like, oh, the Straw Hats, it is their fate to become certain things and to achieve certain things, even if they don't see what's happening around them. Like, fate is on their side. You can go that route. You can go this is Oda's letter to his fans and saying that he views us as people that he doesn't see, but people that support his overall journey, and we contribute to One Piece's story, even though people don't see it and he doesn't see it. We contribute to furthering the story with our support. I'm like, like, if you look at it that way, you can take the puzzle piece thing and be like, oh, we're all an important piece to the puzzle, to the grand scheme of things. And like, we have an effect on things by every single decision that we make. We are a puzzle in everybody's lives, even though we don't see it. Like, there's so many bro. I'm throwing them out, bro. I'm throwing them out, man.
I love it. I'm just like, oh, I feel it. I love it.
Come on, bro.
I love that. Like those are multiple aspects that like I hadn't even thought about. It's like I was like pretty pictures, but no, but very much that though. Like where it's like wow, like this is so dope. Like it, like it. I agree with that. Like, and I really agree with that second point you made of like we all like are in this together. And it's like everybody like is contributing to. Don't get me wrong, is Oda for sure.
Yeah.
But it is like I think like everyone like contributing to this franchise has made it such a beautiful legacy. Like just this director, like I had to go look into her. Megumi, like she did like also one of my other favorite episodes, 10-15. It was an episode like where they just got into Onigashima.
I know what episode that is. I know what it is. 10-15 is the walk up episode, right? Yeah. I'm familiar. I know that number.
Oh my God. I was like that. Like when I watched the episode and I was funny enough, I was on a date like on the episode and I remember just like, this is art. Oh my God. Like, and this episode, like I literally just like searched it right now at One Piece 10-15. It is like the perfect episode. Like everyone read it. Is this the greatest episode of all time? It's like, straight up. And then this fan letter that came up, same director, she killed it. Like just
it was cinematic masterpiece, dude.
So many times. Like the way that like they loved on all of like the the mainline Straw Hats and like using characters that we've never met before, but then now we all care about heavily. It's just like also like a testament to like how One Piece has been as of late, like the anime. Like it came back with a vengeance. Like it used to like be tough to watch, like it was like dope, but like still tough to watch. And then now these days, like every episode is like movie quality. Just the amount of like animation to put in, but then like the density, like it doesn't feel like a boring. Like every one of these episodes have felt like I'm glued. I keep thinking I can like multitask because like I should know what's about to happen, and I'm just like pulled in so many different directions. And
even as a manga reader, you're just like, I can't look away.
I can't. I'm in this.
Got to see it through all the way, bro. And it's just like it baffled me that there was. I guess it didn't baffle me because it's the theme, it's the consistent theme that people were like. Some people were talking bad about the fan letter, and they're like, why would you waste your time watching this? I'm like, did
waste
you watch
your time
it?
Watching it?
Did you watch it?
Why are people like this? Why can't we just be like, hell yeah, that was dope? What are we talking about?
Come on, man.
Who? What?
It's the cinematography in this episode, bro. The animation, it's beautiful.
So beautiful.
And it's so amazing that even somebody who doesn't watch One Piece,
you could watch it. Yes.
And appreciate it, bruh. Because it's like, dog, there's just so many layers to it. There is. And even like with the 6-month hiatus they're going on to, I understand it so much.
Me too. I'm happy for them. I'm like, take your break, but also this is a cool experiment for what they're about to go do right now.
Yeah, I'm super happy about it, bro.
Me too.
I am. And it's like they're taking a break, but they're not.
Yes. Like that's the thing. Like they could have been off. And they could do filler. And hell, if they did filler, I would have hope in it. I would be like excited for it. I'm like, because like they've done great filler in the past, or like different ways of doing filler in One Piece. Like you remember like the old ladies, like when they're all old ladies.
Oh my God.
I would like to see something like that.
They know how to do filler.
Yeah,
for sure. They know how
GA arc. Like that'd be great.
Yeah.
But
they know what they're doing. But I think that with the 6-month break, I think it's good for them.
Yes.
And also the anime was getting dangerously close to the manga.
It was too close. And I don't know how they kept this intensity up being so close to the manga.
Yeah, I was nervous about it. I was like, I actually called it too, to be honest. Like I don't really call a lot of things like that. But I told my wife, because she's finally caught up on One Piece. I was like, I feel like they're about to go on a break. I was like, they're gonna have to.
Yeah.
Because they're so close.
Yeah.
I was like, we're either about to get a bunch of filler or they're gonna go on a break, or they're just gonna start releasing an episode every 2 weeks. I was like, it's
Ooh.
one of the three things. And then they announced the 6 month hiatus like a month after I said that. And I was like, I knew it. I knew it was coming. Like it's so obvious, you know?
Yeah.
It's so obvious that
I
it's gotta
agree.
happen.
Because I mean, like, just these episodes they've been doing, like this Garp episode, Kobe and everything.
Oh
my
man.
goodness. Oh my goodness.
That episode was crazy.
So good. Like I'm just like, oh man, I do gotta say, New York Comic Con. I met like someone like he came to the Bleach panel that I got to host. It was great.
Yeah.
But and I was like, oh, and like he had like a Bleach tattoo, and I was like, that's dope. And then for some reason I was like, what do you think about One Piece? I don't know. I don't know why I do that all the time.
Okay.
And he was like, yeah, it's my least favorite of the three. And I was like, okay. And he was like, yeah, I think there's like a lot of kids got into it like during the pandemic. And I was like, he started talking like some shit about it, and I had to get off the train. I was like, whoa. Okay. I was like, wait, are you saying that like only kids like One Piece? And I was like, I'm about to get off this train. I gotta get off this train because otherwise I'm like, hey man, you don't understand. Kids only like this.
We're about to argue, bro.
I'm about to argue. I was
it's
like,
about to get real toxic. That's
I'm about to. I was like, oh no, I gotta just leave.
Like the One Piece fan base goes back to the late 90s, dude.
Straight up, I started 90s. Like in like 2000, like when they started on 4Kids.
Yeah. Oh my god, the 4Kids.
Yeah, yo.
Yo, Dum took a bite of gum. Like, come on, bro.
I knew even back then it was dumb, but I was like, I still think it slaps. But I think like One Piece where it is right now, fan letter, amazing. Like I think
a great spot.
So good, so good. And I'm just happy that like the world is like really like celebrating it so heavily.
Yeah. I think more people are getting hip to One Piece for sure, which is why I think we're seeing more hate on it too, because more people, it's becoming an undeniable show. Yeah, not even just an anime, just a show. It's becoming undeniable.
Oh, I love it. I love that Netflix is putting the money into it.
Man, you got Netflix.
They don't care about anime.
Did the live action, but now they want to take they want to reanimate the whole thing.
That's crazy, bro. I'm happy for it. I'm excited to see how it goes.
I am too, bro. I'm super gassed.
What a good time to be an anime fan. Overall, I think I'm grateful. I was just like the fan letter just made me think like I am so happy to be an anime fan, and I'm grateful that like we get to grow up during this time,
Yeah.
And
me too.
I'm glad that you're doing what you're doing too. Like you, luckily, like are putting the positivity back into it, and I think what you're doing is crucial. I'm rooting for you.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. I love what you're doing too, man. You are a real, genuine anime fan, and I think that more people need to hear your side of things too. Because like you are somebody that I look at and I'm like, okay, this man loves anime. It's not just about a show for him.
What makes you say that?
I mean, look at the background. But like it's very real, like you're immersed in the culture of it, and there's a lot of things to learn from somebody like you. Like you got me into manga, to be honest. Like I wasn't reading manga like that. The only manga I had ever read was like the Naruto Shippuden manga, because I was current on it, and I was like, I need to know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So like that was all I had ever read in the past, but like now I'm like, I got manga collection over here that you can't see, but I got some manga in the back, and it's like I'm really understanding like why the manga community is the way they are and why the anime only community is the way they are. And now I get to like be a part of like both worlds now, but it's through talking to you and like you putting me on to things that I've never experienced before. You put me on a Kaiju number 8, you put me on the Dandadan. It's like I would have never ventured off into stuff like that had you like not spoken to me about it. So I think like you are doing an amazing job at what you do. Your panels are freaking amazing every time I go to them. You got the best panels at conventions. I don't care what anybody says. You got the best panels, bro.
That means a lot, honestly.
So interactive and so entertaining to be at, and very informative too. So just Keep doing what you're
I'm
doing.
glad to hear that, and thank you. And I mean, also, I thank like the people like who helped make the panels because like there's like such a level of support, honestly, at Viz that like I really appreciate. You know, like I've been at other spots and it's tough, but like at Viz, like I definitely see the everyone's really working together to make like a good product, and I'm happy. And everything you've been saying, thank you. I'm glad that you listen to me. You know, it's like like I'm glad that you took me up on these things, and I'm glad that you're talking about them. You know, like I think like what you're doing is so important for the community. So, and I'm just excited to see like how far that's gonna go.
We're gonna see, man. I'm gonna keep on pushing what I'm pushing, and we're gonna see where God takes it.
Amen.
Things are looking up though, so
I'm glad to hear that. I'm excited to hear that. Please let me know about the dance recital. I'm super excited to hear about that. Anything else? I guess you want people to know about too?
No, not really, man. Just I'm Tracy Allen on every single social media platform. I'm heavily on my streamer grind right now, so come and join and be a part of the community. We call ourselves the Hidden Sub Village over there. Would love to have you. It's a positive, family-friendly community. We play games, we talk anime, we talk real life stuff, we dance on live stream. We do a lot of things. So just come have fun and vibe out, man.
Love it, bro. Dude, thank you so much for joining me again. Like it's always like a pleasure talking with you, and I feel rejuvenated for sure. I feel I feel excited for what's coming for both of us, and I'm excited for the community. You make me more excited for the community, even though there are some types of people out there. Don't worry, I think we're gonna get better.
It's all good. We gonna fix it. We gonna flush it out, and we gonna get things right. Slowly but surely. We just gotta keep on pushing what we pushing.
Let's do it, bro. Let's get more to come. Hey, more manga on the way for sure, and more anime, all that. More good things, more dances, more vacations, all that. I'm excited for you, bro.
Absolutely, man. I'm excited. I'm excited for us.
Yes, sir. Well, dude, definitely got to bring you back on, especially after you do your things, after all your travels and all that. We got to hear how that goes for you. Also, Thailand, for sure. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I'd love to come back on in the next few months, bro. We definitely got to make something happen. Things are ever changing, so I'm sure I'll have something to talk about.
I'm hype, bro. Well, dude, thank you so much for your time. I definitely got to chop up some more soon.
Thank you for having me, man. Pleasure.
Absolutely. And everyone listen, appreciate y'all. Keep listening. Share this, like it, tell us what you like, what you don't like, all that. Want to hear that. Be nice though. No more bullying. All right, y'all. Peace.